Guys, welcome to the video. Guess what? I'm starting a school. This is the school. We just signed the lease. We're getting it ready, and I'll give you a tour here in a minute. But I just wanted to tell you that if you are in the Surf City, Holly Ridge, Sneads Ferry, Hampstead area, and you are tired of homework, you're tired of fighting for your kid to go to school, you're tired of what the school is teaching and not teaching, and you're ready for your child, your young hero, the one that's becoming the next generation of leaders, to actually be poured into in a way that they get the very best version of themselves, and they get to grow and learn the way they're supposed to. Well, right here at Topsail Apogee Academy is available. And real quick, we'll give you the tour of what's gonna be very soon. We're actually working very hard. And then I'll tell you a quick story about how all this happened. Come check it out.
So,
you made this?
Yeah, I drew it all by myself. Awesome. I got on my knees and I doodled it all out.
Okay, so we're here.
We're here. This is gonna be like our designated morning zone. So it's gonna have all of like the, we need to decide if we wanna call our PBL project badges or stripes, it just depends. But it's gonna have like all their names will be on it, like where they'll put their stuff will be in here, and this is where we're gonna like gather in community every morning and figure out what we're doing for the day.
Oh, we have like where they hang up their backpacks and stuff?
Yeah, they'll have a little spot to hang things up, like the calendar, like all the stuff that is for like the day will go in here.
Okay.
This room right here, so when we're talking about like level of freedom, right? Like some Apogee schools do no freedom, some freedom, all freedom.
All freedom.
I personally, no, it's in terms of like, you can't just like throw kids in a fire and hope they know how to get
Lord of the flies, let them loose.
So this is gonna be the coffee shop, which is like all freedom. Like you can sit down and do your work and like do your work in your own way, but like you don't need a ton of like support.
We need bean bags.
And then this is gonna be the mat room.
This is the mat room.
Yes, because it's the most normal shape. It's big.
So when they have too much energy, you just send them to the mat room, close the door. It's like a padded cell.
Right.
Just let them go crazy.
Exactly. Back here.
What is this?
This is gonna be
craft corner?
Yep, arts and crafts. So like all the paper, all the scissors, all the markers, crayons, everything.
All that stuff is extremely expensive.
I want this to be lunch, and like our perfect world, we wouldn't have this giant thing. We could do a community table, but we can't, I don't know, we can't take that out. So we're gonna have little lunch spots right here. So this is gonna be like a library. So all the books are gonna go back here.
Okay.
We're gonna have like the bean bags and just a cove, a quieter spot in the building for them to read. Yeah, and then kitchenette.
And we got outside.
Yeah.
Well, that's bigger than I remember.
I want to be at the front so that parents have really direct access.
So when kids get in trouble, they come see the principal.
Yeah.
They come see Bethany.
Yep, and then I send them across to the
mat room.
The mat room. And then this is going to be the cave, and so cave is like more independent work, right? Like you are independently doing your thing. This room is going to be campfire themed. This is where like most kids will start off as they get the groove of like what self-paced looks like and stuff. But this is like the coach-assisted work room. Board games and puzzles will go back there.
Okay.
And then this room is going to have all the manipulatives and the Legos.
Yes.
So all the stuff for like building and doing things with your hands.
Magnet tiles, big
magnet tiles, yeah, the whole
thing.
thing.
Big Legos, so you can build really big things.
Yeah, all they'll be here. I thought it'd be cool to do a small like kid gym back here.
Yes, absolutely.
Put some weights back here and do it.
This is our ninja play kit.
And this is the ninja play kit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Have the gate. She wants the gate over there, so it's all locked down. And then I figured what we could do is, if it's on the inside, like the kid, like we did for 376, we could paint it white, and then they can just.
You don't have to paint it white.
Just let them paint it.
Colors on the inside. Yeah.
Well, if you have a white base and then you paint,
Yeah.
but they can paint the fence white too.
Yeah.
Just give them a bunch of paint and be like, hey,
wax
parents,
on, wax off.
Parents, send your kids to school with paint clothes because we're painting today.
Right. Yeah. No, they'll love it.
They're just covered in paint.
This is great.
Yeah. If I'm thinking ninja thing, I'm thinking Gaga Ball pit. I'm thinking we have a nut
Do
here.
kids really play this Gaga Ball pit?
They play it.
Really?
And it's actually really fun.
Prism
and you
has
would
one
like
at school, and like
They're all in it all the time?
every morning, like kids try to go
And
to
it's so
school
simple.
early.
Where's the sand kit?
So they can
The
do it.
sand. Where's the mud kitchen? Donate some pots and pans and just make a sandbox. And
Yeah.
so why? I have 3 businesses. I'm in a PhD program. Why would I start a school? So there's a great story in Think and Grow Rich about Thomas Edison, and when he was a child, he got kicked out of school. And he got kicked out of school, and he had a letter, and he went home. And his mom read the letter, and his mom said, because of his basically brilliance and genius, we don't have the ability to teach your kid because he's so smart. And we have to teach to the masses. We have to teach to the common denominator. And he's being kind of held back on his abilities because he's so smart. And she read this letter. And obviously everybody can believe that because Thomas Edison became Thomas Edison. Well, later in life, he finds this letter, and the letter actually reads, "Hey, ma'am, Miss Edison, your son is basically mentally retarded, and we don't have the ability to care for people with learning disabilities. So you need to find another school that's more suited to him." And the reason why I tell this story is because I'm teaching it to a bunch of 40 and 50-year-old men who have created limiting beliefs in their life. And if that story would have been told to Thomas Edison at that time, he wouldn't have become the man that he did. He became, because he would have been told, "You're dumb.
He
you
would have
don't
labeled
know."
himself
He
dumb.
would have labeled himself a learning
Dumb.
disability and stuff. And instead, his mom was like, "No, you're brilliant. You're a genius." And so, therefore, through manifestation and his belief in himself and her belief in him, he did all the things that he accomplished. And so many times we have these limiting beliefs that we have about ourselves that were our experiences, our traumas, and things that our parents and our teachers have told us at a very young age, and it shapes the kind of adult that we become as well as our success. And so I'm teaching this to a group of individuals, and our son was in a different school, in a local school. And while I'm teaching this to a bunch of 40, 50, and some 60-year-olds, she was at the Airbnb with our son Dimitri. And what happened?
We were just tired of hearing, like, for probably 8 months that he was going to that school, he came home and every single day he cried and begged not to go. And I don't know how many people are dealing with that with their own kids right now, but if your kids hate school to the point where they like dread going and are like laying on the floor crying in the morning, like
Something's wrong.
Something's wrong. There's something wrong. You've got to get your kid in the right place. So he was dealing with that. He hated the school. He hated the teachers specifically. He said the teachers were really, really mean to him. And the teacher told him, we were sitting there practicing reading, and he said, I just really struggle with this. And I said, what do you struggle with? He said,
He's 5.
Well, what does struggle mean actually? And I said, well, who said that word to you? And he said, well, my teacher said that I struggle with this. So before he was even officially in kindergarten, he was in a pre-K program at a Montessori school. A teacher told him at 5 years old that he was struggling with learning to read. Before he'd even had a chance to read, he was struggling with it already. And I, in that moment, sent an email and told him he would never be back, because to me, the fact that an adult put that on a 5-year-old when he hadn't even had a chance to like practice or try.
Becoming a core foundation of his belief
Based
about
off
himself.
of their arbitrary standards, I wasn't going to continue that for our kids. So for me, it was a no-brainer. We figure something else out.
So I come back from the retreat, and I'm relaxing in the hot tub because my body is wrecked from the weekend because of all the stuff we do. And then my son walks up to me. He's like, "Dad, I'm never going back to school again." I'm like, "What?" And then she turns around in the chair. He's like, "Oh yeah, we had an incident, and this is what happened." And I said, obviously I backed her because that was the right call. And then I got on the phone the next day with Matt Boudreau with Apogee, and I said, "Hey man, we've been talking for years about doing something, and that was the straw that broke the camel's back." Since partnering with Apogee and talking to Matt, we've had, I don't even know how many parents are hungry for a space for their young leaders to become the leaders that they are. And to not be constrained by a Prussian organizational system that we indoctrinated into our public school system. We want to empower these young people to learn in the way that they learn.
Not just repetitive learning,
right.
Not just like sticking to a standard that the government pulled out of its ass 10 years ago, 20 years ago, but that actually we're giving them the chance to excel at what they're good at.
And I've seen over the years the power of this program, where kids are graduating school at 16 years old with double degrees, a high school diploma degree, and then also an associate's from a college. So we said, all right, we're in, let's do this. So we got our money together, and we're building the school, and we're launching. Well, it's launched. We're launched, and we start school September 8th. And Bethany here is not. So
And she believes in your kid.
And she believes in your kid. So we're building a community here. Like you said in the tour, we're going to do some things very, very different, very, very unorthodox. But if you're ready for a different system for your kid, and you're tired of homework, like I said before, and you're tired of your kid dreading going to school, this is not going to be that. And we're extremely excited to bring Topsail Apogee to the area. There's a link below. Come reach out to us. There's a number below, there's an email below, there's a link below, and Bethany would love to talk to you and take you to coffee. And I'll be here September 8th to open the doors and to welcome all the families in as well. So thank you guys. We're always doing something, aren't we? It's another adventure, but like the kids, man, that's what's really important. So, all right, thanks guys.